All right, this is John Hansen with FloridaPhysique.com. We're at the NPC Nationals out in Miami, Florida. I'm here at the Blackstone Labs booth with Aaron Singerman. How you doing, Aaron?
Good, John. Good. This is like a reunion of sorts.
Yeah. You sort of got me started with the camera years ago.
Yeah.
So you were kind of
movie review or something like the old days.
We need to do a movie review. So you were kind enough to sponsor our contest interviews for the whole contest season, so thank you very much. So tell us what's going on with Blackstone Labs and Prime Nutrition.
Well, I own two exciting companies with PJ Braun, Blackstone Labs and Prime Nutrition. We have two booths here at Nationals. What's going on, man, is a lot. Things have really picked up with both brands. Originally, Blackstone Labs was more going to be like the hardcore line. We sell pro hormones and stuff, so we felt really like it was limited, you know? And so that was one of the reasons we created Prime Nutrition. Prime Nutrition is the mainstream line that carries stuff that I could take, that you could take, and that my mom could take.
Right.
It's more about optimization, longevity, wellness, whereas Blackstone Labs, more like results at all costs. And so kind of what ended up happening over the last year that Prime Nutrition was built is that Blackstone Labs picked up steam a lot. And Blackstone Labs, we started carrying products that weren't pro hormones. So now we have 5 pro hormone products, but we have 12 products that aren't pro hormones. And then a majority, 70% of our actual gross sales comes from non-pro hormone products. So in actuality, what's happened is the brand has outgrown expectations and become something on its own. So when the pro hormones disappear, and eventually they certainly will, whether it's at the end of this year or end of next year or a year in the future, we created a line that it's going to stay around for a long time. And now I start to wonder, will Prime Nutrition be the one that lasts forever and that becomes the giant, or will Blackstone? So we have two brands that are both doing very well, and I can't tell you how surreal and exciting that is.
You got a lot of great athletes that you signed recently?
We got Evan Centopani as our main athlete over there at Prime Nutrition. We have John Meadows, who helped create the Intra MD product, which is incidentally the most popular product that I've ever been a part of. Over there we also have a slew of other female athletes. Ingrid Romero's whole team, Team Edge, over there in California, which has become a giant. We have men's physique guy, Aaron O'Connell, who's standing over there. We have we have a long laundry. I can't even go through it. There's probably about 100 athletes for Prime. Now for Blackstone, we started off using, if you look at the booth here, Chris, if you pan to the booth, you got PJ Braun, and you got my wife here, Darielle Gaines, now Singerman, and I didn't really know how much further we go past that because we didn't need more. But in fact, we've signed Ken Jackson, IFBB Pro, who came to us after we signed John Meadows and said, "Hey, I just want to be a part of something." And so we were able to get him. Aaron Clark, who is New York Pro Champion, 212 Pro Champion, 26-year-old. 3rd place at the Arnold, 6th place at the Olympia, rookie last year. We got him. And the truth is, man, is that so many people are excited and come to me, people that I met, that I've interviewed through bodybuilding, athletes that say, "Hey, man, I just want to be part of this. How do I get to be part of it?" That now, instead of saying like, "Oh, these are the only ones we'll have," I can't tell you, to be honest. I'm getting people, I'm not even going to name any names, but you'd be very surprised at the caliber and the level of people that are interested that seem to be willing to do it for less, just to be part of something that they think is cool. So.
Tell me a little bit about that intro workout. We've been hearing a lot about that.
We just shot John in his, John's competing this weekend, so he's in quite a state. You know how it is when you're competing the day of the show. But he had the energy to come actually talk about the product, and it's a super, super cool product. It is essentially. There was a company, another company, I don't like to mention other companies' names, but they had a product called, another brand, called another product name, and it was made of this highly branched cyclic dextrin. And that was the product. It was just the highly branched cyclic dextrin, which is a carbohydrate that has very high osmotality, or I feel stupid not being able to say it, but the size of the molecule is very large. So that product was very popular with people because it doesn't sit in your stomach. It processes through very fast. And so people start using, through John's suggestion, that with amino acids together, or that with protopep together, which is a certain type of protein. And what it did with John's suggestion is it reduced soreness to almost nothing. So that's the really cool part of the product. Is with any of these products, it's hard to take this. Great thing about all the Blackstone products is when you take it, the litmus test is you take it and it doesn't work or not. But a lot of the mainstream products that are out there, you take it and you're like, shit, is this leucine working? I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. Is the protein working? I don't know. This product, the litmus test, is very simple. Do you work out hard and do you get sore? The answer is yes. If I train hard enough, I'm getting sore. But if you take this, it's very easy to know that your recovery is so increased that you're not getting sore anymore. And so soreness is not necessarily attached to are your muscles going to get bigger? But it is a way to tell if you're recovering by the fact that the soreness goes away. Now you can train again. Or just simple as this, if your chest is very sore, you're not going to train chest again the next day or a few days later because you're just too sore. You can't perform well. If you take Intra MD, if you're taking it correctly, you can do chest again in a few days. So you could train more often. And everybody knows the more often you're able to train, the more stimulus to the muscle, the more the muscle grows, the stronger you get.
And I noticed that more and more now with bodybuilders. It seems like everybody was training things once a week, and now they are increasing the frequency. They're training the body parts more often.
Funny how that is, right? I know back in the golden age of bodybuilding, you hear like Serge Nubret and all these guys would train for longer, higher volume, and more often. And then we got Dorian Yates came with his training, and training changed dramatically. Now it's sort of like, everything that's old becomes cool again at some point. Well, now people are realizing through science that, hey, it's not as easy as you think to overtrain. But if you can't train because you're sore, you can't train because you're sore. So you take this product and you're able to train more often. Or you're able to recover faster, even if you are training the old style. So there are a lot of guys out there. Lane Norton is one of the guys that's squatting 5 days a week. And he's getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So, lots of bodybuilders are starting to utilize this now, and this product will help them do it. Anything else that you want to speak about? No. I'm just happy to be here and getting interviewed by you, to be at Nationals, to have 2 booths. It's funny. It wasn't very long ago where I was sitting in the front row, critiquing the show, and now when I sat up there in the front, to see our 2 company logos on the banner on the side of the stage it's just like, how the hell did I get here? Or you see something like that, and it really it crystallizes, and you think to yourself, or I think to myself, how grateful I am to be here, and how excited and happy and feel fortunate to be doing this and to be here. So that's it. I'm happy for you, Aaron. I'm glad you had success with Blackstone Labs and with Prime Nutrition, and I thank you again for sponsoring FloridaPhysique.com, our contest coverage. We really appreciate all the help. That's one of the best things about being able to do this, is that I'm able to help out friends and support causes and people like Florida Physique that obviously I couldn't have in the past. So yeah, thank you, John. All right, thank you, Aaron. All right, buddy, thank you. All right, this is John Hansen with FloridaPhysique.com. We were at the 2014 NPC Nationals. I'm here with Ken Jackson at the Blackstone Labs booth. How you doing, Ken?
I'm doing great, man. Enjoying all the festivities.
So, what was your show that you competed in this year, Ken?
First I did the Sacramento Pro, which was August 2nd, and then the week later did the Tampa Pro.
Okay. How long have you been a pro now? How many years?
2011, I won my pro card North Americas in 2011, so 3 years. Okay. Yeah.
So how'd you go this year? How'd it go?
Well, I started working with the new coach, John Meadows, who's part of the team, and we didn't bring the package we wanted to in Sacramento, but that's why we knew there was a show the next week, and that's why I picked both of them. And then I brought my best package to date in Tampa, and that broke the top 10. Okay. Yeah.
What did you do different between Sacramento and Tampa?
You know what? John kind of basically took away all my carbs completely and upped my cardio to 90 minutes a day, which really sucked, but it shrunk me down. I came in the best shape I've ever come in. I looked the hardest. I had shredded glutes. I've never had shredded glutes as an amateur or a pro, and it all came together within like 7 days.
You think that's what it takes to be a successful pro, is for you, is just to come in a little harder and be more ripped?
Yeah, see, I'm not a bigger guy. I'm more of a prettier physique guy. So 7 pounds on me is going to look a lot bigger in a 3D effect. So I actually really have to be hard and lean to show that. If I'm not, I just look okay and I look small. Yeah. So we have to bring that type of conditioning in order for me to compete with bigger guys.
Right. You look pretty big now. What's your weight now, and what do you usually compete at?
My weight right now is 270. This is the leanest I've been at this weight, at 270, and I'm still kind of relaxing a little bit from the Tampa. I'm not really being serious. Yeah. Normally, I try to compete. I want to compete in the 240s, 250s. Last year was like 230.
Now, I know John's a real expert on training. Yeah, a lot of people follow him for his training advice. Does he help you out in that area too?
Yeah, I do. John does everything for me. He does my diet, does my training. When I originally moved from my other coach, I thought about just doing his training, but then I said, you know what? His diet's going to go with his training, so it just goes hand in hand. Right. A lot of guys have 2 coaches, and I don't think that works. There's too many cooks in the kitchen, type deal. So and John's very savvy as far as in the diet department, and also his training just speaks for itself. Yeah.
Now, for those that don't know about John's training, does he just basically preach going heavier, or is it just higher intensity, or is both?
Well, everybody's individualized different, because like I'm a really strong guy, so his rep range is normally sometimes around 6 or 8, but he's found out that my body that's too easy for me, so he'll make me push a heavy amount of weight for 8 to 10 to 12 reps to go to complete failure, because 6 or 8, I can do 405 incline for 6 or 8 easy all day long. So he had to learn that, and since he did, the second year around in this off season, he's basically told me I want 10 to 12 reps, 8 minimum when you start training.
So instead of having you go heavier for that 6 to 8, he has you do higher reps with the same weight.
Exactly. He's pushing the envelope with the weight, but at the same time, he's pushing the rep range too. Yeah.
So how do you like working for Prime Nutrition? You like any of their supplements that you want to recommend?
This company's awesome. All their supplements, are really good, and all their supplements work. They're legit. They're down to the minuscule. They pay attention to detail. I've used a lot of their products. My favorite products is obviously I like the pre-workout and the hype and the angel dust, but I'll also put agmatine in there. It's a great pre-workout, awesome pump. As far as the test supports, I like the test supports really good. Their PCT is really good. The gear support's really good. There's not one product that I haven't used all their products, but there's not one product that I've actually said, okay, I'm not so sure about. So and all my clients feel the same way, as I've put them on a lot of these products too.
I was impressed that John was behind the intra-workout supplement.
Yeah, John came up with the intra and actually came up with a great formula. He's got all the essential aminos that's in there. It's a thinner inner workout drink. I was drinking Glycofuse before, which is a little bit more syrupy, a little bit more thicker. It actually gave me a little bit of stomach issues, gas and stuff like that. But with John's product is pretty much like drinking like water. It's like flavored water. Yeah.
So what do you got next, Ken? What are you doing next year?
What we're going to do is we're probably going to do shows later in the year. Right now I'm trying to get my wife pregnant, so I'm going to work on having another child.
That's a full-time job, right?
That's a full-time job in itself, and then hopefully I can get her pregnant between now and January, and then probably come back in late summer, fall, and show up even better than I did this year.
Okay. All right, John. Ken, well, we wish you the best of luck, buddy, and congratulations on being with Prime Nutrition.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right.